Hello and welcome to the 49th of the catch-ups. I am Will.
I'm Josh.
And today on the only show, books are the best weapon in the world. Room's the greatest arsenal we could have. Arm yourself.
I like that you just were reading off screen that whole time. And also, Funko more like Dumpo.
Oh, yeah, always.
Yeah.
Big part though.
It'll make a lot of sense to you if you are unaware of this piece of news.
No, I'm not. Exciting.
There you go. I only just saw it this morning. But Will, how's your week been?
It's been fucking exhausting, but at least Sunday was nice. I went and saw Not Another Dungeons & Dragons podcast live.
So good. NADPod. It's the college humor crew, the golden era of them.
Jake, Emily, Murph, and the guy with glasses that's not Murph.
Nice.
I still don't know. I'm still like, You're definitely in things, but I don't remember you in the slightest.
Is it Emily and Murph that are together? Are they a couple?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So,
nice.
Very, very fun. I listened to the first 30 beforehand.
First 30 episodes?
Yeah. Because
dang, that's like 30 hours at least.
No, it's not. It's like 15 hours at least, because I've listened to all podcasts on 2x speed because Americans talk so fucking slow. It's irritating. So easy to burn through when you listen to them on 2x speed.
Nice.
So yeah, good fun.
I can't do 2 times.
Really?
1.5 is about my max. 1.75 for Good Mythical Morning because they talk real slow.
Yeah.
So maybe I could do NADPod at 1.75.
Yeah.
But generally 1.5 is my limit.
Yeah. No, I think I get it. We've talked about this, but we both do get annoyed when YouTube forgets how fast we want to watch videos. And it's like, it starts and it sounds like it's in slow motion. It's like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Listen, showing people podcasts and having to slow it. They're like, why are they talking so fast? I'm like, oh, sorry, I'll slow it down.
Yeah.
And then hearing the theme song and stuff for the podcast that slow just sounds like everybody's drunk. They're like slurring their words. It sounds awful.
Totally. But really, really fun. And a good evening.
Nice.
How about you? Have some good evenings?
Yeah, it's been all right. Like you, just work has just been crazy. We're officially releasing a game next week, so it's just the final push to like patch bugs and things like that to try and get that out. On top of other jobs, we're across multiple projects at the moment, so it's kind of just that. But I did write something down that kind of pissed me off a bit yesterday. Ooh. And you and I talk about this quite a bit. Getting ads for things. But these ones in particular freaked me out and have pissed me off because I don't get it. So within a 15-minute window of watching YouTube, I got 3 different ads. One of them was for cheese.
Okay.
Which to some extent I'm like, okay, I was talking to my sister about cheese and to my girlfriend about cheese because of the thing that my sister sent me. So I'm like, all right.
There's something there.
That's understandable. I was talking about it. I know they say that they don't listen to your conversations on Messenger and stuff like that, but they 100% do, especially after that. 'Cause I don't talk about cheese to people in person or whatever. It was entirely through Instagram and Facebook.
But I will say, everyone listening to this podcast, I'm sorry for the cheese ads that you'll get for the next 24 hours.
Correct.
Yeah.
Too bad. And the following ads. The other ones were yogurt.
Okay.
Which I had for breakfast yesterday. I bought them like 3 weeks ago, these yogurts. Okay. And I had one for breakfast yesterday, so I just grabbed it and ate it, and then got an ad for yogurt.
Yeah.
And Cadbury Marvelous Creations, which I got out of my cupboard, I bought probably 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's like a recent purchase or whatever, but I just got it out of the cupboard and ate some yesterday.
Amazing.
And got an ad for both of those things, which I've never gotten an ad for before, I feel.
Yeah.
At least not in a while.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I got it out and told someone in my apartment that I was eating that and it hurt it.
Yeah.
That or yogurt.
You got it out of the cup and went, I can't wait to have my yogurt and Marvelous Creation.
That's it. Like, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the camera on my phone picked up the freaking yogurt and Marvelous Creations on my desk or something. I don't know.
Oh.
Like it is like that one time I mentioned that I had a thought about the last Arctic Monkeys album that was released and went home, and then on YouTube I got an ad, a suggested video for why that album, which I didn't like the first time, and in my head I'm like, I should listen to that again.
Yeah.
Why that? Why I need to listen to that. The video was like why that album is actually a masterpiece. I didn't talk about Arctic Monkeys. I wasn't listening to Arctic Monkeys. I wasn't listening to a band like Arctic Monkeys.
Nah.
I just thought of it on my way home from the skate park and then got a suggested video about it. I hate it. I don't know what's going on.
No.
The algorithm is too good.
That algorithm. Hopefully it is kind to us, at least. Hopefully it pushes us. That'd be nice.
Suggest us, YouTube.
Yeah.
Us.
They're
just going to get a film.
Us. Speaking of Dungeons and Dragons, there's a film coming out. Oh, you're a little... I'm going to nudge you. I'm going to nudge you over here. It's a different box, so it nudged you over. We're going to push you in digital space, audio space.
Live editing.
I'm going to push you in the audio channel. You'll be a little bit more on the left side of people's eardrums now.
That's it.
Just to accommodate for the audio listeners as well that want to feel like they're watching.
That's right.
Josh is now deeper in your left canal. Dungeons and Dragons is a movie that's coming, and also is a thing that exists as a thing you can play, and also is now a way you can read the film that is based on the thing that you play. There are Dungeons and Dragons books, prequels novels. There you go. That's what's coming.
Cool.
Which is very exciting. There's two different ones. One of them is based on, I'm going to bring us over here. One of them is based on this character, which is Sophia Lillis from It, her character Doric, as she learns the power she displays in the movie and uses her shape-shifting abilities to save the place she calls home. So all of these, there's two novels, and they're kind of expanded reading. They're not really directly tied to the film's plot, but it's like, if you want to know this specific version of the character a bit more before you see the movie, that's how you can find out.
Cool.
And this one in particular, it's young adult, so it won't be, much of a read, but it's written by...
hard read.
Yeah. It's written by E.K. Johnson, who wrote the Ahsoka book, which was very, very good.
Nice.
As well as Queen's Peril, which was a Padme book, and then some other original fantasy IP stuff. So... No, cool. Both of these are available to purchase now. So that's that book. And then the other book is this one, which is... And I just love the covers of these books, especially the Druid's Call. Stunning. Yep. And then also the Road to Neverwinter.
Yes.
Which is very cool.
Chris Pine.
It's just his face.
It looks like it looks like a Star Wars poster or something.
Yeah.
But I love that they've got the sword and then a lute because he's a bard, isn't he?
He is a bard. A bard
so
called
good.
Edgen, which is such a bizarre choice. This one is a little bit broader. As you can see on the front cover, it's got a couple of the other characters. The first book only being about Doric. This one's about basically the rest of the party. So it's a little bit of fill in for all of them. That's kind of it. Nothing really you need to know. It just leads them into the main journey. This one's by Jarlath Johnson, who hasn't like touched bigger IP, but has a bunch of her own fantasy novels. So is well versed in telling these kinds of stories.
Nice.
So it's cool. I've just got so many books. I don't know if I'll have time to read these before March 30th. But hopefully the movie is very good.
Yeah, it looks so fun.
I want it to be Guardians, basically.
Yeah. It looks more fun than you would expect it to be.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So very exciting.
That's cool. Well, something that isn't fun is Funko. They released their financial results for the last fiscal year, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're not great.
Oh, thank God.
So in the previous year, I wrote Funky.
Funko.
Funko made a healthy $17.4 million profit.
Wow.
In the last year, they've made a $50 million loss.
Wow.
Yeah, a little different.
Fuck.
17.4 million profit to almost 50 million loss.
That's wild.
One of the factors that was mentioned in the 2022 report was that their inventory was exceeding the company's operating capacity.
Yeah. Right.
So basically, Funko has more pop figures than it can actually store. And to save money on its rental fees, they are dumping $30 million of product.
Wow.
It is cheaper
to just chuck it.
To just dump it in a landfill.
Amazing.
So at some point in the last year or two, they opened a distribution center. Which the report said incurred a high rental fee due to storing excess inventory in shipping containers. So it was kind of more than they expected. So higher rental fees for that. And so to lower those rental fees, to have to take up less space, it's just cheaper to just dump.
Wow. Imagine if they were
not selling enough.
Imagine if they were all their ET pops and it just went to the same landfill.
That would be so good. They did actually say, the article did say that it's likely they'll just dump them in an Arizona landfill,
good.
which I'm pretty sure is where ET was. They also had to hire more staff to handle all of those extra pops.
Wow.
So it's likely that those will also be the first people that are cut to drop those margins down a bit more. But yeah, wild.
Shivers.
Just insane.
Guess we should just buy those Andrew Garfield pops and call it a day. Just
yes. Yeah, true.
Just sign that off and be done.
Yeah. Did you end up getting the La La Land one as well?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I was going to say we got to get that before.
I should buy
one as well.
I should buy a bunch of them. I should just fill up. I mean, that closet's full. Fill up a closet.
That's it.
How funny. How weird that.
Wild.
Like we always knew that they would become less interesting and become the Care Bears or the rest of it. But it's like it did take a while. Like it did. They survived for a long while.
It was a solid amount of time. I wonder what it is. I wonder what has dropped off. Whether it's just like people just are at capacity of the ones that they want and literally just can't fit anymore. Anymore.
Like, it has to be.
What is it?
Like it has to be that the new potential audience don't care about them because, you know, there's definitely a new generation that would look at them in the same way we do now of just like, I don't want that. Like, why would I care about that? So I don't think they're probably not getting new customers. And then the customers they've had totally are just like, I have no room. Or maybe they've matured to the point where they're like, I shouldn't have this anymore. So it's like, there's no new margin to take. There's no new audience to bring in. Like, I know kids they get given them. I know my cousins got given, like, pops, but they get given them in the way that it's like an action figure to have alongside their stuff. It's not like they're collecting them. And I think pop very rapidly moved into being a collector's market. And so it's like, if you haven't got the collectors to collect them, then they're useless. They're not. Yeah.
I also wonder, there feels like there's a lot less IP now as well. Like, there's not new IP coming out.
Yeah.
So
they're dipping into old stuff, though, which I think is also where they've lost a lot of money because they've dipped into classic series like fucking like Fraser and stuff like that, where they're like, no, this will work. And it's like, no, it won't. Why the fuck would someone want a Fraser pop, you idiot?
Yeah.
Like, they've also, like there's less IP of new IP, but then they've gone back in silly ways as well. So, man, how funny.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of like, you know, the big ones would have been Marvel. And people are just dropping off because it's not the characters they care about anymore.
Yeah.
And
the products, just like the projects suck. Like they phase 4 has just not been great. So people are just dropping off that and people are caring less. So even the IP that have probably been holding them together for a decade. Yeah.
Is just falling off.
Useless
so therefore
for 'em.
People just care less.
Well, interesting. How funny. How Funko.
There you go.
But
How Funko.
Speaking of IP, Marvel Comics are doing something fun with 20th Century, which of course is the new version of 20th Century Fox that Disney bought a couple of years ago. So under the banner of Marvel Comics is now an imprint of 20th Century. So there's going to be 20th Century Comics. Now, imprint is kind of like how there's DC, but then there's DC Black Label and there's DC other things, and so it's within a singular thing there's another additional label. So 20th Century is a new imprint for Marvel. They're going to kick off with Planet of the Apes in April, which is very exciting.
Cool. Nice.
Penned by people I couldn't really find like a big thing about them, but they've worked across DC and Marvel and some independent stuff. It'll be written by David F. Walker with artist David Watcher. There's two Davids. And cover artist...
David Walker and David Watcher.
That's why I struggled there.
Two David Dubs.
And then cover artist Joshua Katara. So thank you, Joshua. April 15th is when Planet of the Apes kicks off. Then after that is Alien on Alien Day, which is April 26th. Then earlier, which is weird, is there is a Predator comic dropping on March 8th. But issue 2 will start to have the imprint on it. So it's part of it, but they had already kind of solicited the series before they kind of begun this. So
sure.
Under the umbrella, first off, will be a Planet of the Apes, Alien, and Predator, which makes sense. They seem like the ones to do. It's very interesting, though, because all of them have had things at, like, IDW and Titan and probably Vertigo. Like, they've all had other places. So this is kind of... It's interesting that Marvel is now finally, like... And Disney, I guess, as a top loader, going like, oh, all that IP that we like are licensing out to other comic people, we could just do it through Marvel. Like that seems like it makes sense, especially as Marvel, I assume, has been losing money because their comics have been all over the place lately. So to kind of add new IP in like this seems like a good idea. And there's plenty more 20th century stuff they could pull from as well. Avatar comics, I feel like would do pretty well, especially under the Simpsons.
Take that away from, I forget the company name.
Boom? No.
Not Boom.
Yeah.
Bongo.
That's why I thought BO. There's also like stuff that I don't know in terms of IP where it sits with them, if they have it or if it was kind of licensed out to make the film. But things like Kingsman, which was already a comic, but they could kind of spin that into a further comic series with Marvel. They obviously made the Assassin's Creed film. There are Assassin's Creed comics already, but they could kind of be mainline stuff like that. Again, Alita Battle Angel. Of course, there's the manga, but there could be a mainline Marvel comics like that.
There have been Alien and Predator DC comics.
Yeah.
There's been crossovers and stuff with them for years, but I guess that probably stopped once
Disney owned
Disney bought Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I swear I remember seeing like Batman vs. Predator and things like that.
Totally.
But yeah, it's totally a thing. So now it's heading over to Marvel, not necessarily the Marvel universe, but heading over to Marvel.
Well, that's the thing that I kind of hope they play up with that. Like DC loves doing that with like Scooby-Doo and Batman and stuff. Like Marvel never really kind of cross over their outside IPs in, like Star Wars has never touched Marvel, which I know is a bigger thing, but especially with series like Alien Predator that have already done it. It's like it would be cool if they cross over some Marvel characters.
It feels like they more so reference those things as pop culture.
Yes.
Even Superman. Like I remember reading a Spider-Man comic and some random character says like, I'm the Lois Lane to your Superman.
Yeah.
Spider-Man comic in Marvel. Like, so it's like Superman exists as a pop culture icon in Marvel.
Yeah.
And things like that. I feel like there's probably references to Star Wars and stuff throughout Marvel all the time as well.
Yeah.
So that feels really, really funny. It'd be very odd if it actually comes to pass.
They should do something. They could also do comics. Marvel loves a long-running franchise. They could do comics of Miracle on 34th Street and start at the First Street and work their way through up to as prequel series and then move past 34th Street. You could do further adventures of Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. I guess they would have to be prior to the end of that film, but, leading up to that moment. You could do further Home Alone comics, which could actually be pretty fun.
Home Alone Again.
without Donald Trump. Because he was Home Alone again already. He was in the second movie.
Yeah.
But Home Alone again. And
Home Alone again 1.
Yeah.
Home Alone 1 again.
Home Alone Gen 1, and it's all about the Pokemon. Because you said Gen, and I was like, Gen 1?
Oh, Gen.
Home Alone Gen 1.
He's not going to pick that.
Nah. They could also do more Mrs. Doubtfire, which I actually think could be fun, because there's that and like the Pink Panther and like...
Doubtfire.
Yeah. And Legally Blonde and stuff like that, which they could take a Hawkeye approach to it and have like really fun, small scale adventures with characters like that. There's a lot like most independent comics are that. It's a very fun character in very fun situations. So stuff like that, I think, would be cool if they play into it. I'm sure they won't. Marvel, as I said, comics are losing money, so they don't really want to take big risks like that. That's why they're starting with the big franchises. But, you know, if this imprint does well for them, it would be cool if it trickles on down to the fun movies.
Well, something Fox don't own is Sony, who have put out a new update for the PS3 in 2023, which is very, very odd. It's the first update in almost a year, which I was also surprised that they even released an update last year.
Yeah.
But it does... That update kind of makes sense in a way. But it's particularly weird because they formally stopped supporting the PS3 in 2017. So a couple of years before the PS5 was due to come out, they put all focus on the PS4. But since then, apparently they've still released like an update nearly every year.
Yeah, right.
Which still feels weird because they have officially stopped supporting it. I mean, they keep putting updates out for it.
Fucking Rovio gave up on Angry Birds, but they're like, oh, we'll fix our whole console. Sure.
Yeah. They gave up on Angry Birds, but they just called it something
else. Yeah.
Bizarre. It was a weird choice. The patch notes this time only say, this system software update improves system performance.
What was wrong with it?
I don't know, but they also stopped supporting it. So why are you supporting it?
Yeah.
I don't get it. So people I think they're waiting for people to like hack into the patch and try and figure out exactly what they've changed to see what Sony are up to.
Yeah.
I did see another article that's like, if you have a hacked PlayStation, do not update your console because it will basically brick it. But the last patch, which actually kind of makes sense, was in May 2022, which was a security improvement patch.
Okay.
So it's like, that makes sense for like, you know, preventing data breaches and things like that. Like those patches, that makes sense. That makes sense. But like a performance improvement seems like an odd thing to put out 5 years after you have formally stopped supporting a console.
Yeah, that's odd.
Super strange.
That's very strange.
That's basically it. Just a weird, mysterious update from Sony. What are you up to, guys?
That's a weird little mysterious update from Sony. Wow. How odd. Well, a weird little mysterious update to Google has dropped like mere moments ago. So I'm just going to, for people listening, I'll explain what we're looking at in a second. But if you head over to Chris Pine's face and then head over to Google, you'll be able to just type in Grogu. And if you do that, down in the corner, you get this little guy. Who's
cute.
He's just hanging down, and then if you click on him, he's like, fuck those pictures around.
That's great. Oh, he's pulling them out.
There you go.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And as with a lot of these Google things, you can just keep doing it and he'll just keep fucking with everything.
Awesome. He keeps ripping things out.
Yeah. Which is very fun.
That's so fun.
So he uses the Force and pulls out your search results, which is very sweet. So
I wanna see.
Yeah, does it do it on mobile?
Yeah, there is.
I'll tap him. Sick. Yeah, good. Boom.
That's sick.
That's so
Even
sweet.
on mobile.
That's very
so
cute.
Cool.
So just type in Grogu into Google and you can have a little pet or a little friend.
What a dick.
What a little dick. What a little ditty.
What a news.
What a little news.
What a news.
That didn't work, did it? We do that?
What a news!
What the? Oh, we're already here. That's why.
What a news!
I went back to the wrong one, so we got to do this.
Right.
Wait, hang on. Grogu, you fucked us. You fucked us.
What a little jerk.
What a little jerk.
Doing?
You know who isn't a little jerk?
Whoever we're reading ads for.
Milk Please. Just want to shout out Milk Please again. Mainly because he accidentally sent a thing to me, and this says a lot about me as a human being, and me as in my mindset. It says a lot about me in general, because a parcel arrived here while I was in Melbourne a few weeks ago, and I didn't look at it because I was just like, it's something I've bought, I'll look at it at some point. And then I looked at it on Friday and I'm like, oh, it's another Ghostbusters one. That's weird. Oh, it says it's from Milk. And so I messaged Milk. I'm like, did you send me a Ghostbusters one? He's like, no, what? And he just put the wrong label on. And so I had been causing, I assume, some Facebook Marketplace grief for the last 2 weeks. So I just want to say, sorry, Milk. I'm sorry I didn't look at the parcel earlier.
Dude.
And also, fuck you, Milk, because he's forced me to buy a whole bunch of things that we'll all find out about in about 3 months' time. So it's the pain has driven us closer together as friends, and I think that that's great. And you should definitely follow Milk Please on Twitter because there's some great takes.
I was just about to say, he's great.
Yeah.
This is one that I've thought about, and this has literally stopped me from doing this one thing. He said, what if I just completely shaved my head so we could see the dents and stuff? That's the point. That's like one thing that makes me terrified of going bald.
Yeah.
How denty and weird shaped my head could possibly be under here. Mm-hmm. Terrifying. He's saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah. But I saw a thing where someone did it and there was just like fucking massive cancer growths and they're like, well, I'm glad I shaved my head.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Did they do it for like...
No, I think they just shaved it and then they were like, what the fuck is my head? And then they got it checked.
Jeez,
so,
that's terrifying.
Yeah. So just run your hand for your hair every now and then. Just to see. Just to see.
Totally, yeah.
That's also
I like
what
this
I'm
one. Going to make one of those Bluey facts videos, but none of it's true and everyone will just trust me because I'm in Australia.
Good.
Very good. I like it.
Milk Please. Big old shout out.
Milk Please. So good.
And
Go
I
follow him. Milk Please. PLS, please. Mm-hmm. PLS 69.
There you
Milk PLS 69.
Good. That's my favorite move in Kama Sutra. Let's head to cues from yous. That didn't work. That didn't work at all. That was really sad. Let's head to cues from... Let's head to Kama Sutra from you.
What a cue.
Welcome to Kama Sutra's from you. It's a segment where we read out different positions in Kama Sutra and go, can I do that? Why was it a reference to...
Can I do that?
It's not. It's cues from yous, where we get questions from you and read them out. I'm gonna grab one from another great tweeter, Mr. Dolphin Pants.
Nice.
He says, what PlayStation exclusive deserves a PSVR 2 game? For me, Spider-Man, but it's MJ missions and you're just sneaking around with Peter and Miles are swinging around you. Oh yeah, he got me in the end. I thought it was a joke, but I could see that working.
That would be kind of fun.
Because
it would also be the least motion sickness
totally
inducing one.
Yep.
Because that one where you could actually swing around, that one's tough.
That was
you
too
get
much.
used to it over time, but man, that is a tough game to play.
You've already got Horizon, so that's locked off already.
Can't choose that one.
Yeah.
Or maybe a God of War,
of course,
where you have the axe, like because you've got the haptics in the axe. Not that it can like throw your hand back when you get it, but it would like probably feel weighty.
And you could build it up as well. Like you could build up the frost, and it would shake, and then
you could have the shake on it, and then having
the chains
and stuff would feel freaking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, definitely God of War.
I like it.
Gran Turismo is also already a thing, so that's out of the question. Let me look at my PlayStation exclusive shit.
Ghostwire Tokyo doing hand things would be freaking sick.
That would be very cool.
That would be really cool.
It'd be cool if the PlayStation had like Quest hand tracking, so you didn't have to even use the controllers. You could just kind of do the moves.
Totally.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Uncharted, it's a very shooty bang, easy sort of thing, but it could be very fun. The biggest thing in VR is always climbing, so just another excuse to put climbing in a VR game. It's right there.
Yeah, because it's got climbing, it's got puzzles, it's got shooting.
It's a VR game.
Like, it's all there.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Tearaway. I'm surprised. I didn't even look it up yet, but Tearaway is a VR game. I'm surprised there wasn't one on PSVR 1, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be great.
That feels like an easy in.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, there's lots of recs there.
There's a few.
Thanks, Dolphin. Great question.
Nice. Very nice. Milk, please. He's back.
Why not?
Milk asks, say you're introducing someone to Doctor Who. I'm doing this because I was someone who was introduced to Doctor Who by you, William. Say you're introducing someone to Doctor Who. What's your jumping off point to get them into it?
I mean, it's 11th hour. It's the start of Matt Smith's run of Doctor Who.
100%. I think my first episode was actually Don't Blink.
Yeah.
Just Blink.
Just Blink. Yeah.
Blink. Yeah. I think that was my first episode, which has the least amount of Doctor Who in it.
Yeah, but it gives you into the world of what you kind of experience. Also, the title is Blinked, not Just Blink. It doesn't go from being Don't Blink to Just Blink.
Yes. It's the title episode is
Blink. Yeah. Which is very funny.
In which they only ever say Don't Blink.
Don't blink. Yeah. They never
say blink and you're dead.
Yeah. Because you don't want to just blink.
That's it.
Yeah.
Those were my two jumping off points.
Yeah. And they did the job.
they freaking did it. Damn, I got into that for a while. So good. Loved it.
Yeah. Without a doubt, Matt Smith's entire first series is just the easiest jumping in point.
So fun.
I was talking to Nycro. He's introduced someone via that, and then they're going to go back to the other stuff because as good as it was for the time, the Tenet era is very old now and very dated. Not particularly politically incorrect. It just is very hard to watch, as with a lot of early noughties television.
Just CG, television CG.
Yeah,
back at that era.
Yeah,
not great. Like they leaped between Tenet and Matt Smith.
The Matt Smith era, yeah, totally. I mean, they're in HD in the specials, but yeah, there's a considerable just cinematography just is lifted.
yeah, absolutely.
And also just acting wise, as with all eras of acting and performances, the acting of early 90s is different to noughties, different to now. Everyone was just a lot more fucking melodramatic, and everything's just heightened in a way that we don't really consume anymore. So it's very jarring to go back and watch. As much as it is his Doctor, David Tennant just being erratic is just a lot to kind of experience nowadays. So starting with the Smith era, maybe not going straight to Capaldi, but know you like the show and then enjoy Capaldi once you've absorbed the older stuff.
And Capaldi settles in the second season as well. Yeah. He's so good in the second season, and it might make you appreciate the first season as well.
Yeah, the journey that his Doctor goes on. But definitely, Matt Smith is the way. It just is.
He's just fun. He's childish. He's just easy to watch. Yeah. It's lovely. And Karen Gillan and
Arthur Darvill.
Yeah. It's the best trio in television.
Yeah. It was
so good.
It was the best. Maybe we'll get it back again. But we'll get it back again with cues from news next week. If you want to submit those cues, head to our Patreon. Get in the Patreon. Go to the Discord. Go to the hashtag #ETTO channel and give us some questions in that little Google sheet there. Easier than signing up for a Commonwealth Bank account. As said by that ad that you watched, or Allianz, or whatever the fuck it was. You don't remember what you said last week.
Oh, the Optus thing where it's this is how you get these features.
9 steps.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Do it. And tell us what your favorite Kama Sutra pose is. All right, let's get into the last segment of the podcast. It's the rec seg. Rec. I woke up at 9 o'clock this morning and went, do I make a card for this? And I'm like, no, No, I'll let Josh keep being all weirded out by this segment. Just freaked
it's
out.
Always, it's the having to wait for like an audio sting to finish
For us to stop.
when there's still a visual on the screen of us at all times during that whole thing.
And the thing that stopped me was I'm like, well, before we had even stings, we just went, all right, now we do the news. Like there was nothing happening in our podcast.
Yeah,
at least there's movement and sound now.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just the downtime of not talking anymore. We just stop and have to sit and wait for something else to happen.
Yeah. Us. The rec segs where we recommend things. Majority. There's very few times that we say things are shit, unless it's Atomic Heart or The Glass Onion. I feel like that's the only ones in recent time that I've been like, fuck that, and you've been like, fuck that.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I might say fuck that in this thing, but shall we kick off with TV and film? Have you watched things?
Let's do it. I've watched a single thing.
Oh!
Yeah. How about you?
I got 3 things.
You got 3 things? Do you want to do one and I'll do one and then you...
I mean, the first thing I'll talk about is The Mandalorian. The show is back. Came back in a big way. It was a big episode. It was a fucking chaotic episode.
In a good way?
Yes and no. I hope the show settles down after this because it kind of, speaking of Matt Smith, it kind of felt like, you know, in the series finales where the first like 10 minutes is him just going to different characters and talking and being like, this is happening. And then it's all the characters from the show so far and it's like they're just setting up all the pieces. It felt like that for like half an hour where he's just like, he's in Navarro. These aren't really spoilers. He's in Navarro, then he's talking to Bo-Katan, then he's over there, and it's like, shit, man. Like usually he just goes to one place and has to get some milk or something. Like
that's generally a single episode is like one adventure to one planet.
Yeah, whereas this is just chaos. But it may just be a big opening for them to kind of be like, look, we've got a world now and we're going to play with all of this going forward, so we'll just set this up for now. The worst part is he goes to a water planet where it's raining and he leaves the fucking cockpit open. He just walks away and there's just rain pouring down. It's just like, fuck, dude, your leather is going to be soaked. I was like, I know you're on the volume where there isn't rain, but it's like, fucking shut the door, dude. It was so weird.
In terms of like in-world logic, yeah.
Yeah. Like it was a decent conversation. So it wasn't like when you like go out and then go, shit, I forgot something, stop the car, leave the door open, run in the house and come back. It was like, he's going to have a anyway, it's very annoying. It's very annoying. Also, Jimmy Kimmel's brother's kid is in it and it's the most like Nepo I've ever seen in a show. It's like, Jesus Christ, just cast an actor because this kid sucked.
Yeah, right.
Big time suck. But I mean, it's a kid. You can't really, you know, none of them can act.
Big time suck. Big time suck. I heard.
That's what I said. You can't blame kids for their bad acting. They're a child. No. But at the same time, if you cast someone that wasn't Jimmy Kimmel's nephew, maybe they'd be good. Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, good episode. Intrigued to see where it goes. A little bit of teasers for some pretty big things, so it'll be interesting.
Nice. I need to catch up. I did not get around to it this week. But what I did get around to watching, for some reason, is Fun with Dick and Jane.
What the fuck? Was this another 11 p.m. movie?
We started it at like 9:30.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Fun with Dick and Jane.
Okay.
Not the original.
Yeah, of course.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It's a Jim Carrey like 2000s movie.
A yes man.
Whenever it came out. Yeah. It's just him.
Yeah.
It's good fun. It's good fun. Definitely recommend if you want something just like easy watching.
Because the thing with there's always a conceit to his movies, but that one isn't. That one's like normal people being funny, right? There isn't a bit like outside of being a film, but it's like, you know, Yes Man is normal, but it's not because of the thing. It's like
and this is based on a true concept.
Yeah.
It's about so Jim Carrey. It's a 2005 movies.
Yeah. Spoil that fucking movie.
Yeah. Basically, Jim Carrey is trying to work his way up in a big business, like financial business or something. And they It's great to watch. They promote him up to like a big sort of chief financial guy, and they go, all right, now that we've promoted you, in a couple of hours you're going on this, financial television show, and you're going to sort of give our rundown on what's going on. So he's like, yeah, great, cool. And then as soon as he gets on there, having been promoted to that position for a couple of hours and not actually knowing all of the information that he needs to know, the host of the show is basically like, so can you tell us about the embezzlement that your CEO has been doing about all this stuff? And the guy's like, what are you talking about? And it's like, all this stuff has just gone wrong, and they've just hired Jim Carrey's character to be the face of this issue so that they can get out of it. And all of the stocks plummet. The company just goes like, just crashes completely.
But it's all on
the
him.
CEO gets out of there without any consequence to him, but every single person loses their job. And so this financial institution of thousands of people are then trying to get jobs at all of the other institutions around. So every time he goes to a job interview, everybody else from his company is there. So everybody's fighting for the jobs. And then he basically loses the plot and decides that he's just going to go steal stuff. Yeah. So he just goes to he starts off with little shops, and he gets his wife in on it, and she thinks he's joking at first. Yeah. And then he actually does it, and she's like, holy crap, adrenaline rush. And then they actually just start thieving. And then, at the end, one of the people that he used to work with is like, oh, you should apply for, this company, which is a real company. Is like, I've heard they're on the up and up, and that's the company. That
cool.
And you just see Jim Carrey's face just like a little unsure about that decision.
Good
credits. It's a good final bit. But it's a fun just Jim Carrey romp. So it's just easy to watch. Don't have to think too hard.
I also watched the first episode of The Flash, season 9. That's come back. That's the final run. I haven't watched it since Crisis. And then before Crisis, I hadn't watched it for like 4 years either.
Crisis is what, like season 4 or something? 5?
It was 2019. So it was like 5 or 6. And I hadn't actually watched the show since like season 2. So like, there was a massive gap there as well.
Seasons.
Just cool. It definitely feels like a revitalization in the final run of like, we don't have to do too much, but we'll have some fun. The first episode's it's a Groundhog Day episode, which I don't know if they've done before. It'd be wild if they hadn't done a Groundhog Day, considering all the time travel-y stuff. Still a fucking heavy emphasis on Iris in the way that show always did.
Which is weird because are they just married now? Yeah. Or are they divorced again?
No, but they're still fighting constantly. There's still just a constant I hate the things that you want to do, and it's like, fuck, man, move on. But the idea of the episode's good, and there's some fun bits in it. Sam and I watched it. We actually recorded a commentary of it, so we'll put that out.
Nice.
So we kind of want to watch along and see how it all goes. You can jump in at one of the episodes and just see what happens. See what madness.
Awesome.
It doesn't make any. There's so many things that are happening that we're like, who the fuck is that? Why? At this point, Caitlin has spoilers for a show that only Joshy I think is watching as well. Caitlin was for a while transitioning in and out of being Frost. She had a split persona, and they would visually. Then they were separate people. They would somehow split her as 2 individuals. Then Frost died, from what I could see from the recap. And then Caitlin, in trying to bring Frost back, also died. And then at the end of this first episode, they're up to episode 4 now, so it's not really spoilers if people are watching along. At the end of this episode, she's on a balcony and Barry's like, Caitlin? She's like, no, I'm someone else. And then it cuts to black. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So the journey for Caitlin's been weird.
There's a 3rd or 4th one now?
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, the show's horrible. Also horrible is the first half of Eternals I watched because I'm currently writing a fixing phase 4 video, and I was getting through all the bits and pieces of the little changes, and it should be a fairly short video, but a fun one. And then I got to Eternals, and I'm like, I know what I want to do for Eternals. But also, I don't remember what happens in Eternals. So I probably should watch Eternals. And then I watched up until they find old mate dead at the farm, and then I was like, this is boring. Like, this is so painfully uninteresting. Like, I was startled that it was as bad as we kind of, you guys remember after the fact, but me leaving the cinema was like, I never want to watch that again. It is just so bad. It is so wild.
Yeah. Just skip forward to the speedster girl.
Yeah.
Fighting right at the end. Just skip through to that. And best finish. Like 10 seconds of your life.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, my God. It's just...
And then a shot of the big celestial in the water.
Yeah.
And then a shot of the celestial appearing over the earth.
Yeah. And then a shot of
Harry Styles.
Yeah.
That's all you need in that film.
Yeah.
We fixed it. We
fixed it. It's a montage.
Video done.
Oh, fuck. But yeah, look forward to that video. It should be pretty fun.
Nice.
And that's all the things I've been watching or half watched.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. What about playing? Cool. You been playing anything?
Not really, because as I mentioned on the God of War podcast that we put out last week, go check that out on Discord and probably YouTube and all the places.
Yeah.
I've been working towards the platinum, which is literally just 100%ing every area, finding every single thing.
Yeah.
Nearly every chest, killing all of Odin's ravens. There's a whole bunch of battles and stuff. Last night, oh my gosh. Last night, there was a fight with Grower.
Can't help you.
I don't know. Someone who is the head Valkyrie, the current head Valkyrie. Those big fights, about halfway through doing this platinum, I stopped caring. So my difficulty is the easiest.
Yeah,
now.
good.
I don't care about the challenge anymore.
Yeah.
But I still have taken about an hour and a half on this one fight.
Jesus.
And I can't do it. I got her down a couple of times towards the end of my attempts last night to half a bar. So it's like the full thing. I don't mean like half the full bar.
Yeah, half of the first bar.
It's split into about 10.
Yeah.
And I got her down to half of her final bar.
Yeah.
And then she killed me.
Fuck.
And I was getting up at 6:30 this morning to go skating. And I was like... Initially, it was probably maybe more like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, I'm going to stop playing at 11.
Yeah.
And then it got to 10 past 12 and I was like, I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
I was doing the same battle.
Oh.
I've maxed out my health.
Yeah.
I've maxed out my rage, which I use to get health back at the moment. That's the ability I've got on that. I've nearly maxed out the current armor which I'm wearing, which is the dragon armor, which there's an achievement to fully max out the dragon armor, which, you know, that must mean that it's one of the best armors.
Yeah.
The only achievement for
totally
an armor, like maxing out an armor or getting the full armor set. Maybe it is something like that. So I've nearly maxed out that, if not totally maxed it out. So I don't know if there's much else I can do other than get good.
Yeah.
But I'm getting damn close. She's just, And then my mate has has 100%ed this game on the hardest difficulty. And then he sent me a video of someone doing all of the boss fights on the hardest difficulty without getting hit.
Nah.
Which is just madness. I hate that someone has done that because I can't not get hit. Anyway, so after this, if I don't have to do a little bit of work before I go out to lunch, I will be... I literally just got a message from the guy that would tell me saying not really anything for you to jump on, so don't worry about it. So good. But
maybe you'll kill
freaking
them.
Heck. Maybe I'll get there and freaking kill that guy.
My God.
Oh my gosh. But getting closer. I think I got to the thing. I've got 8 achievements left.
Nice.
28 out of 36.
Nice.
So close.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So, and then I'll jump over to Hi-Fi Rush, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Get on that.
Very good.
Fingers crossed. So hopefully next week I'll be done.
Yeah, good. Be free to play other games.
Other things.
God. I've been very quickly, obviously it was on the back pocket, the PSVR 2. It is everything that they talked it out up to be. It is so good. Did
you get one?
No, I played it on the show.
In the office.
Yeah,
nice.
We did a demo session on Thursday's show. Nycro played Horizon. Gus played Resi Evil and shit himself. Peter played
Amazing
Drum King or something, but it was a...
Can I guess what you played?
Yeah.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah. I played the least interesting one. I definitely regret playing that one because I did not experience VR. But it is cool that it did it. The downside to it being that because of the way Gran Turismo, although actually thinking about it, it shouldn't be this way. But if you lean that way out of the window, it just grey boxes. And it's like, oh, that's a shame. Rather than like clipping you out of the car, it's just like, I can't show you anything. Which I think I was going to say... everything's first person, but you can do third person, so I don't know why they wouldn't. It's being rendered, so I don't know why it wouldn't just render. But
I feel like playing Gran Turismo in third person in VR would be a weird experience.
You'd be God.
yeah, you would be the camera.
Yeah, but just more that it is rendered outside, so it's weird that you can't just clip and see outside.
Yeah, just show me the side of the car.
But it's cool. It's I mean, as a unit, it is just incredible. It is so light. It's light.
Really?
Yeah, well, because it's just a screen, because it's the PlayStation 5 that is the thing. Whereas a Quest, all the tech is inside the headset, so it's heavy on your head. This, it's super light. It's got a lovely rubber... I think I'm
also just thinking of because I've got the Rift, and that's still a pretty heavy headset.
That's true,
5 or 6 years old now.
It's super light. It has a lovely like rubber section around the bottom of your face, so it just suction cups to your face, so it's completely dark. There's no light bleed around the nose like the Quest, which is always unfortunate. It is just the single cable is great. We were playing it seated, so not much movement, so it didn't really distract. But the single cable is great because it is literally just plugging it into the front of the PlayStation. Amazing compared to the fucking VR one, which was just madness. Which just a sea of cables.
PSVR one was like 3 or 4 cables plus an extra unit that then plugs a couple of cables into the PlayStation as well.
Yeah, madness.
Ridiculous. It's like a 15-20 minute setup process to get.
Whereas,
get that ready.
It's literally just plugging it in, which is awesome. Again, GT was the worst one in terms of haptics. There was nothing going on for me, so I didn't experience any of that. But the other guys did with the bow and arrows, and throughout Resi Evil, it was like vibrating and stuff. Screen-wise, just incredibly crisp.
I've heard it's amazing. I've heard eye tracking is like a wild experience as well.
Good and bad, because Pete was trying to select a certain option and then looked at the other one and pressed X, and it was like, oh, that one. It's like, no, I was hovered over that one via the controller.
Yeah, right.
So there's some annoying things like that, but precise.
Sure, you got to get used to it. Yes. Yeah. I heard because I've also heard that to save like processing, it processes. Because it's got eye tracking, it processes what it knows you're looking at in a higher resolution than everything else. Or it like blurs it out like actual vision. Like if you stare at something right now, that will be in high def and you can see everything around. But
it's not blurry.
That's what they do in VR, and it like saves on a bit of processing power. And there was one guy that said that is so good because he was trying to test it. He was trying to see where the lag is and look around. And he said he even like looked at a spot, closed his eyes, moved his vision to something else, and then opened his eyes, and it just like
there was no lag.
He could barely see anything like pop in or anything like that.
Yeah, wow.
So you can't even trick it.
Sick.
So cool. Yeah, it was a dude on Filthy Casuals got one.
Yeah, cool. It's also like for glasses as well, because I usually take them off and just deal with a little bit of blur with my eyesight, but I put it on with the glasses off, and then I was like, doesn't look great. I'll try it. And I put glasses on and just put the headset over it, and it was fine. Like,
wow,
like
cool.
And Nycro did the exact same thing. Like there was no problem just wearing your glasses. There's still, you need to refocus it because of course, like anything, there's still going to be a bit of that. But you can just wear glasses under it without like an adapter or anything. It just sits perfectly on your face.
That's amazing.
Just
try to process how it's like
just push
gets away with not pushing here.
No.
The side, like sort of
crushing your ears. No.
Interesting.
It's super good. The other really cool, also on on that is sweat wasn't too bad, at least for GT, which isn't a lot of movement, but even just wearing a headset, usually I'm like straight away sweaty, really barely anything, which is nice. I think due to
you're a sweaty boy.
Yeah,
So that's
totally. It was totally fine. I think due to it being rubber and not fabric, like there's no fabrics on it, so it's not it's not heating up. But the really cool thing is the headphones port into the back of the headset. So they're very short, little like 3.5 millimeter, like the cables, and there's 2 holes there. So you just click them out and then put them in your ears, and then just click them back into the headset, which is so nice. Cool. It's so there's just a very short cable that is plugged into the back of the headset, and then there's just little holders either side of your head that you can just port them out and put them in, and that's sick. So good.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm hoping more gets ported to it, because the only thing that I've heard is just the library is not there yet.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not quite worth it. But
you just need Iron Man VR on that thing.
I just want Iron Man. I want the like original Astrobot.
Yeah.
Things like that. I want Beat Saber.
Beat Saber's on there.
To have like it?
Yeah. Beat Saber and Pistol Whip were like one of the alongside a lot of the others. I
was looking it up on the PlayStation.
I remember that, which is weird because it was on the list of launch titles, so it should be there. But yeah, I think it's bizarre that stuff like that isn't already on. Like, I don't know, especially because Iron Man was a PlayStation exclusive title. It's like it's weird that they didn't just tell that studio, "Hey, we've got another headset coming. Can you do the thing?"
There's actually quite a bit.
There's 34 or something titles, I think was
that's more than I thought there was.
Yeah, that's the launch lineup.
Oh, the original Moss. They have Moss and too.
Yeah.
These were not in
they weren't in
the list that we were looking at.
Yeah, on the console they weren't there, but there was 34 was the number when they were talking about the lineup. But in terms of new IP was the thing that was very limited for people. Like there's like 2 new games and that's it. Everything else is just brought across from previous hardware, which is fine because especially with the PlayStation VR, it's going to be the first unit for so many people. So it's fine to have some double ups and some older tech.
Yeah, sick.
And the other thing about it is that obviously all 4 of us were playing it on the show and it was so easy to just pass the headset. Like we literally just took it off, gave it to another person and put it on. And because we kind of mapped a large space, it reassigned the play area. It was like, do you want to change your play area? No. And then it was like, okay, you're here, so you will take this section of the space we'd already kind of had a looked at. Like the first person had already mapped out where we were. Because it's not just a play area. You actually do a little moment of like, it tessellates the environment and looks at where everything is, so it understands
it kind of automatically.
Yeah,
it's like with cameras on the headset.
It's fucking cool to watch. It's like watching like sick. Tron or something. You just see these tessellating shapes form over couches and stuff like that. It's fucking cool.
So cool.
It is obviously very expensive, but I think it's less of a Quest and more of a Rift or a Vive. So it's like it is more in that price point than the Quests were. Which it's wild. The Quest 2 is like $250 for what that thing is. Like that is insane to me that the Quest is that price. Because it's so cheap.
One thing that I want to try and would probably spend a lot of time in, especially since the PlayStation will be able to run it a lot better than the one time I played it, is No Man's Sky. Like, I loved playing that. It kept glitching out because my computer was not handling it all that well. It was handling it pretty well, but not great. But No Man's Sky in PSVR.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
2 on a PS5 would be so good.
Yeah.
And could it work with my PS4 version of No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I'm sure that game would have had a PS5 free upgrade for sure. But yeah, definitely cool. Still just a lot of fucking money. But yeah, maybe by Christmas there might be a nice little bit of a sale. If I can get it, I reckon like around 700. That'd be nice. Yeah, at least 150 off.
What is it now?
It's 874, I think, is the price. So yeah, at least around low 700 would be nice. Because it's just the fact it's more than the console is not cool.
That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
That stings. But yeah, that's everything that we've been playing and watching and looking at.
Cool.
Things that you can look at this week in the TOE-VEE guide. On Thursday, we've got 65, which is the Adam Driver prehistoric dinosaur movie, which is... I'm surprised you didn't see it. It was before Ant-Man every time I've seen it.
Right.
But it's called 65 because it's set 65 million years ago or whatever.
Sure.
That's the reason the number is 65. It's stupid.
What, does he go back in time?
No, I think they're doing the Star Wars where it's like humans exist outside of Earth and he's crash landed on Earth and there are dinosaurs there.
This looks cool.
It is very cool. So
Interesting.
that's on Thursday. Also, Scream 6 is on Thursday. So a double whammy of kind of tense horror action films. And then actually this time, because last time I said part 2 was out on Netflix, now part 2 of You season 4 is out on Netflix on Thursday. Part 1 came out when I said You last time. This time, it's season 4, part 2. On Friday, DC's Justice League Cosmic Chaos, which is that little chibi action-adventure kind of isometric-y game that comes out on Friday for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. It is a children's game, but I'm sure some people will get something out of it. Give it a look. And then on Monday, the Oscars. They're on at 11 a.m. on Channel 7. Tune in to see Everything or Nothing. Everything or Nothing? I'm just thinking about that James Bond game. Everything Everywhere All at Once, sweeping the entire Oscars floor, because that's going to happen deservedly as well. And also on Monday, The Last of Us finishes, which is confusing for us because it's not this Monday, but it's a Monday when this podcast comes out.
Right. Okay. So
2 more for us.
We have 2 left.
You have 1 more. The Last of Us finishes 1 p.m. On Binge, so make sure you tune in and see what Bella Ramsey has said will divide the audience. But what I actually think she is talking about is the original ending of the game, not anything the show is going to do. But the game. Surely
it's going to be just the same.
Yeah.
I do need to catch up. I missed this week's as well.
We'll talk about it. There'll definitely be a Last of Us pod in the next fortnight, I guess. But
Fortnite.
Bang bang.
Love Fortnite.
Yeah, that's Fortnite's in the Funko realm right now. It's really just dropped off for everyone.
Yeah, I have not gone back. No. I don't know if my computer could handle it anymore.
That's fair.
After the updates.
Yeah. You don't want to test that. That's fair. But if you want to test us and our upload scheduling, head on over to etto.card.co. That's double R in the card. And you can follow us on all the things, on the Twitch, the TikToks, the Twitter, the Facebooks, the Instagram, the YouTube, and then just search for us on any audio-based platform you find us. There you go. Josh almost ran out of fingers. Almost.
I was doing this.
Yeah, I know. It was very confusing.
Early on.
Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Or, it's an and/or. It's an and/or listening. Watching and/or listening.
And/or?
And/or? No, not that one. Until the next time, I have been Will.
I have been Josh.
But we're not finished with our catch-up times because next week we're going to be recording it live.
Jump on twitch.tv/ettonline, ETT online. You'll catch us recording our 50th podcast.
Number 50. It's going to be madness. So we want all the cues from yous, the actual cues, not the thing I was talking about this week. I'm scared that people might put a bunch of those in that form and then I'll have to look at them, but we'll find out. The Kamazoos. Give us all the cues and we'll burn through those live on Twitch, probably around 7:30ish. But if you want to know specifically when that is, head to the Discord and we'll definitely be talking about it there. Fill that sheet up.
And boil some tea. Get some tea ready.
Get that tea.
Drinking a bit of tea.
A little bit of tea live. We'll spill that tea live. I'll definitely spill that. Depending on, look at that wink. Depending on how much tea is consumed, we will spill that tea.
Correct.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week.
See you there.